every community needs icons of some sort that are theirs, that say who they are.
There have been various symbols that the rainbow community has used to identify ourselves. There was a time, a very long time ago, that the lambda symbol was used. Back in the 1920s, Berlin in Germany was one of the safest places where you could be gay or lesbian. And when you got into the 1930s and the Nazi Party took over, what happened was gay men and lesbians were put in concentration camps. The gay men were identified by a pink triangle and the lesbians by a black triangle. The pink triangle in particular was reclaimed many decades later.
I remember my first Pride Parade, and there were people walking around with pink triangles, which all had little lace borders on them and whatever. And I thought, what an extraordinary example of human resilience and imagination and chutzpah. Say, yeah, you're right, that we're going to keep that.
Then the Pride flag was developed in various formats. Why are these important?
The Pride flag is important in terms of designating queer friendliness. When businesses or schools or institutions put these flags up, especially during Pride Month, it tells you that they're supportive and you can be there and not feel unsafe.
Because it pays respect to the difficulties and the journeys that we have had in trying to just be accepted and treated with respect. And so I think we need to honor our queer history and say, yeah, you guys have fought a really challenging fight and deserve space for us to be witness to that. Any opportunity for our stories to be witnessed as queer people is really important. You know, June is a month to honor the history of queer folks.
It creates an instant marker for a community to say everybody is welcome and truly and honestly mean it. It also is an opportunity for businesses to seriously put their values right on their front door. I want to go somewhere and spend my money at a place that I know accepts me, but also celebrates me.
It's a way to show the rest of the world that we exist, we matter. You know, everybody will have their own meaning to it. To some, it'll mean more than to others. But at the end of the day, having those kind of symbols kind of give that sense of we're here.
That's not representative of traditional Two-Spirit people. It's very, very colonial still. Would I hold up a pride flag? Absolutely. I hang one up in my house, you know, from June to August.
They're important because it's a way of letting people know that we exist as a community. And when they are in a particular location, like a school or as a crosswalk in an urban area, that says, we care about you. We care about your safety.
When I saw the Pride crosswalk in Kitchener, I was really impressed and shocked that I was even proud of that moment, and to see it right in front of Victoria Park gave us such presence. And to see just anybody walk on that really is kind of a beautiful thing.
Those kinds of things are super important because, again, it raises awareness and visibility, and it says, you know, you're welcome here and you're safe here.
The day of the installation of the Waterloo Pride crosswalk on Willis Way, the vandalism happened from the first night it was there. At the same time, this is when a church right around the corner also got vandalized with swastikas and people ripped down the pride flag and all this other stuff. And I recall my partner actually talking to me saying, like, you know, are we hated that much in the community?
When I hear every year about how people run over the crosswalks and stuff like that, and we just keep repainting over top, I feel like, you know what? It's here to stay. So we're going to have to start getting used to it because I'm not going anywhere. So
I find being queer in Kitchener-Waterloo pretty challenging.
I think a lot of queer people leave and they go to big cities like Toronto and Vancouver. There's just like mass queer exodus. And I think in order for us to keep people here and build community and foster belonging, that things like that were a really important step for our municipalities to do.
Little signs of welcoming and little signs of engaging are really important for the queer community.
something as simple as putting up a little pride sticker goes a long way.
That to me is a sign of me being welcomed, right? And of course, you can't ensure that everyone in that space is going to be welcoming, but at least I know that that's the intention of that space.
I feel very negatively about the use of those symbols in terms of like marketing, like this sort of pride washing of corporate everything during Pride Month. Like, it feels like tokenism. Like, it feels like something that was supposed to be representative of a movement, of an ideal, of a set of ideals, has been co-opted into like tacky merch, you know? What else, right? Like, it needs to be more than just optics.
These symbols are absolutely critical because they say to people, we're here and you're not alone.